Hey. Here goes the SL. Let's see. Let's see. All right. Looks good.
What's your name?
Brandon Green, Gold Element Autoworks. How you doing?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Oh, no. Sorry. You okay?
That's my fault.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry.
Just shake my hand so
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
That's our one, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go again. Another coilover swap. This beautiful SL550 got shipped in from Las Vegas to here, Cincinnati, Ohio. Can you believe that, guys? From Las Vegas to Cincinnati. This thing is gorgeous. And guess what? The ABC suspension is working just fine. But the customer, my client, is interested in making this car more bulletproof by eliminating the possibility of suspension failure by installing the Silver's Neomax coilovers. These are adjustable coilovers. These will totally secure your suspension and prevent it from failure at any point during ownership. It is adjustable, meaning the dampening settings, the height, the preload can all be adjusted. There are no sway bars included with this kit because they are not absolutely necessary. Some prefer to do that, just kind of like a peace of mind, I guess, when it comes to overextension of the suspension. If you were to drive very, I guess, erratically at high rates of speeds, or maybe even tracking the car would have to actually lose its stability and maybe come off the ground, or at a high rate of speed have to make a crazy maneuver that if you have to do all that, then you're probably going to crash anyways. But anyways, okay, so I am now in the owner's vehicle. What year is this? All right, it's either a 08 or 09. I think it's 09. This is a beautiful car. Oh, snap. Something missing right here. Acknowledge these, right? You gotta acknowledge or call to mind. All right, so I had to come up here to this big parking lot in order to pick up this car. The transport company wasn't comfortable coming closer to the house, although there is another parking lot closer for him to do is turn around and to unload the vehicle, so it's fine. So I had to bring a personal vehicle up here to drop it off until I can get someone to come up here and pick up the other car. So I'm going to get this this client of mine, get his car home safely so that we don't have to worry about any issues up in this empty parking lot. This car is very nice and it stands out. So let me go ahead and get this thing back home. Drives very nice, very smooth, very responsive so far. I like it. These SLs are so beautiful. Hey, would you look at this? There goes a Cadillac pulling up here. You'll see a lot of those on the road. Very nice. But I'm sorry, they can't see the SL. Cadillacs are what they are, American luxury, but you can't compete with German luxury. Mercedes got it right. I used to have one of those Cadillac cars. I forgot what they're even called, an XTR or something like that. I don't know. I used to have one of those back in the day. If you look at my previous YouTube videos, you can see one that I had, a black one. They're cool. They're based on the Corvette C6 or C7 chassis, something like that. They're alright. C6, I think. Yeah, they're alright. They're cool, but it's a Cadillac. Okay, pulling up to the crib now. I have to move some cars around, getting ready to do some work. For the time being, I'll just park it right here. All right, guys, so I'm moving cars around. You know why? Because another coilover job is about to take place. What am I talking about? I'm talking about this 2009 Mercedes-Benz SL550. Guess where this one came from? Las Vegas, Nevada. This low mileage SL550 is so beautiful, and I have the privilege of doing a coilover conversion. Why am I getting rid of the ABC suspension on this one? There's absolutely nothing wrong with it, except that it's ABC, active body control. It will fail eventually. It will fail. It's inevitable. It will fail. And so this client of mine is interested in getting rid of it before it happens. He wants this car to be bulletproof. The only issue after that would be the convertible top, and it is not giving him any problems. He literally just bought this not too long ago, and he wants to get rid of the ABC so that he doesn't have to worry about failure down the road. This thing is gorgeous. Has the light tan interior, nice wood grain steering wheel. $62,000 miles. Yep. So you guys already know what time it is. So those of you who already know, the SL550 has a different motor than the 55 and the 500, and of course the 350, which is the V6. So the introduction of the 550, which is a 5.4 liter motor that they introduced into the Mercedes models, and I think late 06, maybe early 07. These engines are different. They do have more horsepower than the usual V8s from the previous years. But also when it comes to the ABC, that tandem pump is located in the same area, but it's very tight, hard to get to. You have that big oil cooler right there. You have a lot of different components that are now in the way. It is very hard to remove this pump. I'm telling you, last time I did a 07, which was the same engine, SL550, I about lost it. You can watch some of my earlier videos and you can see that video if you look back and search. And you'll see that I already did this before, a coilover swap. The ABC system is a lot more better. Is that right? It's a lot better, designed to be more durable, better connections, less problemsome. Is that right? Is that a word? Problemsome? Well, problematic. Let's go with that. I don't know what I'm saying. But anyways, it's more reliable. So I will have fun taking this one apart, except for the ABC pump. For you who have ever had to replace the ABC pump on the previous, like the 500 or the 55, it's not so bad. On this 550, it's a beast. You will be cussing. You will have busted knuckles. You will be bleeding. You cannot just do it from the top. You have to do it from up underneath as well. You got to do it from the bottom. So all the stuff has to come out. You have to remove the rear bolts from the bottom. You cannot do everything from the top. So this is a lot more difficult and complex than the other models, the previous ones, but it can be done. Why? Because I did it before, so I already know. Silver's Neomax Coilovers is on the way. So this customer had this SL550 shipped in from Las Vegas, Nevada. He also had me do, well, he's not only having me do the coilover swap, but also I had to do the TPMS sensors, which is the tire pressure monitoring system sensors or something like that. One of them was bad, and so I did all four. I got that done. I didn't do it, of course, because I don't have a tire shop and the ability to remove the tires and to change out the valve stems, which is what you have to do. So I got that done for him, brand new with a warranty. He also needed alignment. So for those who need alignment, I recommend you do it before the coilover swap, because there are some shops that would charge more. The shop that I went to would charge more if it has a coilover swap than if it has the original, in this case, ABC system. So do it before you do the coilover swap. Don't do it afterwards. Do it before. Just a little recommendation there if you're going to get alignment done. Some shops won't even do it if you have coilovers because they blame the coilovers, which is foolish because alignment has nothing to do with the coilovers if you have it at the same height. It doesn't change the camber, caster, or the toe in, toe out. It only changes the height, which will affect those things to an extent, but if you have it at the original height, it will not. The lower you go, you drop the car though, it does change the inner wear, which is the camber. So it's just like imagining if you had an elephant sitting on your car and your car is sitting low, your tires will come in at the top. Your wheels will cave in, so to speak, which will change your camber. So when you go low, when you drop your car very low, that is affected. But if you keep it factory height, then that's not a problem. And we're talking about really low, okay? These cars already typically in the rear have a lot of camber, so they kind of, if there's going to be wear and tear, it's usually the inner part of the tire more than the outer. These have a lot of power. The 550s have a lot of torque, a lot of horsepower. And so typically people don't drive these things like a Cadillac. They typically put a little bit more heavy acceleration into these cars because that's when these cars really come to life. Ain't no point buying a Mercedes if you're going to drive it like a Lincoln. You might as well drive it like a Mercedes, a pure German, highly engineered automobile made for the Autobahn. All right, so drive it, enjoy it. All right, just what it is. This is a beautiful example of an SL550. Like I said, if you're going to get maintenance done, you got to know when to do it. In the case of alignment, do it before the coilover swap because the coilover swap will hold whatever alignment or adjustments have been done. It will hold it in place. We're not going to drop this one incredibly low. It's going to be similar to this, maybe slightly lower, but that's not going to affect anything. It'll be straight. It'll be good. Beautiful car, beautiful car, beautiful car. I do like on the SL550 how they tinted those rear taillights, similar to the SL55 AMG. It's not as dark, but it's definitely not the clear. The clear looks good. The previous early models were like all red with like a slight little little tint, little odd, little color to it, which I couldn't stand. But the clear ones look good. And then of course the AMG style looks even better. Let me show you. All right, so here goes the AMG ones. They're a little darker, but they are also tinted. So I like that look. I like that look. The clear, like I said, always looks good. It looks crispy. But I did notice on this one, it does have the tinted, which is sharp. Nice AMG wheels. How many inches are these? 19s. It's a nice looking wheel right there. Nice little concave look to them. I like that. I like that. So yeah, beautiful car, man. Beautiful car. So looking forward to getting into this thing and completing the project. He sent it to here, Cincinnati, Ohio. He had to transport it here to Cincinnati, Ohio for a reason, because I have a lot of experience doing this. This is not my first time. This is one of many. And so let me go ahead and get started and stop recording. All right, so once again, just as I stated in my 2007 SL550 video, it is so freaking hard to get this pump out of here, but I got it. You see it's gone. This ABC pump is very difficult to get out. You have to access at least 2 bolts from the back. You know what? I might have got 3 bolts from up underneath. The bolts in the back, I got 3 of them from up underneath the car, not from on top of the car. The bolts I'm referring to is the 2 that hold this bracket in place. You have to get that from up underneath. That's both brackets, or both bolts to the bracket. That secures the back of the pump to the engine block. This pump right here is a beast. It's a newer style pump, more reliable. The connections are different. In order to get this thing removed, this part right here is the ABC line. You cannot remove that line, the 2 bolts that hold this connection in place, or this bolt that holds the power steering line in place. You cannot remove that until you free this pump up and turn the pump so that you can access those 3 bolts. The pulley on the front you cannot remove until you loosen this pump and pretty much get all the connections disconnected, and then you can twist the pump and angle the pump to get the pulley off. But definitely take the 3 bolts off the pulley with the belt in place so that you can break them loose. I did have to put the belt back on, well, loosen the belt so that I can turn it and get that last bolt, because one of the 3 bolts will be blocked by the fan shroud. What else crazy happened? This nut that secures here, you have to get from up underneath. You can see it from the top, but it was easier to get from up underneath. You can't see this nut until that long bracket is removed. The bracket from here to the engine block. What else? I had to remove, I couldn't get access to this part of the hose. This is for the ABC side. I couldn't get access to that. So I had to disconnect it from here, from the reservoir. And of course it caused fluid to pour all over the place. So it will get messy. You can almost access from up underneath. There is a little opening. I can see that's probably how they attached it, but I don't have the right tool that can get all the way up in there. It has to be like super long needle nose pliers at an angle. Too much for me. So I did it the way that I did it. Let me see. This one comes, you get access to this. This is the power steering, rack and pinion power steering line. That can be removed easily from the top. Of course, you have the sensor right there that disconnects. These bolts right here, this one, easy access. This one, you have to pull back the tensioner to get it extracted all the way. It comes out halfway. You have to pull the tensioner back to get access to remove it completely. So that's it, y'all. But it's gone. It's removed. On to the standard power steering pump. This goes in place easily. This connection is cool. This connection is okay. For this connection, you cannot use the original line right here because it's too short. It angles too sharp and it will appear collapsed. So I think last time I did it, I used the ABC tubing, rubber tube, and cut it to where it needed to be cut, short enough, and angled it so that I can use that for the power steering instead of this one to the hose. All right. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. So clean up all this mess, put everything back together, and then that part is done. Then it's on to the valve blocks, which are the newer style. There's nothing right here. It's just right here. The 07 and up does not have that pulsation dampener or whatever that is right here. That's not there. Just this one, and then there's one in the back. All right. Also, the ABC lines are different. The struts, there is no sensor in the middle that connects, so I like that. That's easy. Is there anything else different? I don't know. It's just the quality of the ABC system is better. I like that. I like that. You will reuse this reservoir, though, for the power steering pump. Know that. You don't have to buy another one. Reuse this one. If you want to buy another one, you know what? It won't even work because with this engine, you cannot attach the one that attaches to the top. That won't work. With the previous V8, yes, you can, but not with this motor. So reuse this reservoir, please. All right, back to work. All right, this daggone pump is in place. You're talking about some struggles. Good Lord. All right. I think the hardest time I had installing this pump was just aligning everything up. The key to do it properly is to put a bolt in the backside first. Still allows the pump, the new pump, to swivel, right? To tilt top and bottom, up and down, whatever. It gives it enough wiggle room to properly attach the high pressure power steering line, that one right there, because it's going to be tight. If you put that on and then try to line up the hose, it's going to be it's going to be hard. You're going to be frustrated and your hands are going to get cut up. So attach the bolt in the back first, then do the high pressure power steering line. Then do the ones in the front. Get the front top started and the bottom started down there. All right. You have to, again, pull the tensioner back to get access to that bottom, and make sure that you get them all started, and then start tightening them down one at a time. Go back and make sure that they're all tight. There you go. Frustration. Oh, and I wound up using, again, that rubber hose for the ABC side. I connected that to the power steering reservoir, and then I just angled that and tilted it so that it was at a flat. Let me see, is that right? I got tilted a little bit more. But just the bracket itself, just tilt that, bend that a little bit. It's flexible metal. Tilt it so that it's flat, so that you get the proper indicator when it comes to your level. And then, of course, top it off because you're going to lose a lot of power steering fluid. All right, so we see here on this SL550 that my client ordered Swift springs. That's what the orange indicates. These are Swift springs. So he'll get better performance and handling off of the best spring that Silvers offers. Guys, so I'm driving the SL550.
In 2 miles, turn left onto Hamilton Mason Road.
And I'm driving it to go get the ABC cleared out of the module. The car is still looking for ABC. On the 07 and up, you can't just pull the fuse and get rid of the red ABC warning light on the instrument cluster. Instead, you have to either use star or possibly eccentric in order to go in and clear it out of the module. The reason why you're able to do that is because they do make a R230, they do make a it's the SL350, which is a V6 over in Europe, not here in the US. And that one does not have active body control. It has the standard, I guess, coilovers or strut suspension. And so you're able to remove the ABC option from the menu. You can do that with one of those programs, and that allows you to get rid of the red ABC light that you have. Alright. Well, I usually drive with blind spot mirrors. I'm not even gonna lie. I put blind spot mirrors on all my cars because I drive fast typically, and I switch lanes fast, and I don't have time to be turning around, and then I wind up hitting somebody in front of me. Anyways, let's see, 0.5 miles. All right, so I'll be turning here soon. I went to Eurocharge in Cincinnati to get that cleared, but their Exemplary software was not able to go in and make that adjustment. So now,
Go past this light, then use the left lane to turn onto Hamilton Mason Road.
all right, so I had to go to another shop. I'm on my way to another location to get this done. This actually is a Mercedes tech. He actually works when he gets off work from Mercedes of Westchester here in Cincinnati. He comes to this other shop to work, to do work, and so he has the ability to get this taken care of. And so I'm going to drop the car off there. It's been very stressful. I mean, anytime the 07 and up cars come through, the SL550s, this is the bad part. You can't just pull the fuse and get rid of ABC. There's a process to this, and you have to be able to have someone who can do this. Mercedes, due to liability reasons, the dealership won't do this unless you know somebody. So fortunately, there is somebody who I know who will be able to take care of this for me. Of course, I have to pay though. Nothing's free. Nothing's free. I bet you it's worth me investing money into a star system or an Exemplary system and learn how to do this process myself. I bet you I'll save a lot of money doing it this way. I might do that. Never know. Look at you wagging. All right. All right. So because I have to go through all this with the SL550s, the 07 and up, I will have to start charging more for the coilover conversion.
In half a mile, at the roundabout, take the first exit onto Gilmore Road.
Not only is it more difficult to get that power steering, the ABC tandem pump up out of there, but this is what I have to deal with. I have to spend some extra money to get rid of the ABC on the dash. So until I'm able to do this myself, anytime an SL550 comes through, I'm going to have to start charging more. Maybe another $200 or so, maybe $200 or $300, because that's how much I have to pay this person's $300 to get this done. That sucks. Okay, so yes, after a few days of stressing out and trying to get this ABC removed out of the modules, I finally got it done. So upon startup, no more ABC. So thanks to this shop and their connections, I was able to get that taken care of. I was a little worried because this is actually the first time I've been successful at getting the ABC removed. So it's going to, well, it's not cheap, by the way. It costs a couple $100. So guess what? From now on, when I do the SL550s or any SL from 07 and up, or any CL or S class that has ABC, to get that removed, I have to pass that cost on to the customer. So I usually charge $2,000 for the installs, but now I have to charge a little bit more for the 07 and up Mercedes ABC system removals. I have to, because it's costing me more money to get that removed. Again, the previous 02 through 06, you can simply, for free, remove the ABC fuse. Not so with this one. You got to do a little bit more. Got to spend a little bit more money. It is what it is. Okay, everyone. This is me, Brandon Green, back at it again. I just got the SL550 home. Now, I was enjoying the ride so much that I didn't even want to make a video while I was recording. I mean, while I was driving. I wanted to focus on the drive because this car is about to get shipped back to Las Vegas today, as a matter of fact. I've had the car for almost 3 weeks now. And again, the delay was getting the ABC removed because it is the newer SL550 with a different motor, different modules and whatnot. So to get the ABC removed, you can't just remove the ABC fuse. So I had to get it programmed out using Star. Now, I heard that you can use Eccentric, but that process didn't work. Maybe it was just the user didn't know how to use the Eccentric properly. So Star had to be used by someone totally different, a whole different shop. So third party, like I said, I will have to increase the price on the SL550 models or even the 6.3, any of the newer 07 and up SLs. Let's see. So, I do want to comment on the ride. I forgot that it didn't even have ABC. It drove that good. Now, he did the Swift springs on the Silver's Neomax, and I think I have the settings at 20 in the front, 15 in the rear, and that thing rose smooth. I mean, very smooth. Like I said, I didn't even realize that I didn't even have ABC. You know how people say with coilovers it's very noticeable? Nah, not when you have it dialed in properly. And again, that's with the Swift springs. And with the standard springs, it's just as comfortable. Swift springs are more for performance, and so it is the best spring overall. But you still get the same kind of comfort with the other springs. So just for the record, this car is smooth. Now what I'm about to do is lower it, because as of right now, the customer wants it lower. He wants less gap between the fender and the tire. So I'm about to go ahead and make those adjustments and then clean her up, go ahead and give her a bath and take her where the shipper or where the transport company is meeting me down the street around the corner. All right, guys, so let me go ahead and get to it. How do you lower the car? Well, first off, you have to loosen up that preload, the top collar right here. Turn that this way so that it starts to come down the thread. That's how you loosen it. I use a hammer and a flathead screwdriver to do that. So I catch these pieces right here, like this part of the collar. That also allows you to use a tool if you want to do that. But I find it easier to use the hammer and the flathead screwdriver to just tap it, loosen it up, drop it a little bit lower, loosen the tension on that. You can use a tool for that if you want to. Or you can do it by hand, depending on how tight it is. You might need the tool. Then you take this right here and you loosen this collar right here. So when you loosen that collar, in this case, you go the opposite way, which is counterclockwise if you're looking down. You also put a piece of tape, depending on how low you want it to be. You measure where it currently is and where you want it to be. You put a piece of tape there. In the front, I'll probably do like an inch, half an inch, something like that, half an inch probably. I'll drop it half an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch. I don't know, whatever. And I will put a piece of tape there. I will lower it until it gets to that point and then tighten everything back up. You do the opposite. You tighten up that collar right here and you do the preload collar. Tighten that thing up and you're good to go. All right, here it is, the finished product. So here goes the height. I'm gonna pull the car out and make another video of the car from a distance so you can get an overall view instead of here in the garage. But it's nice and low, just as he wanted it. All right, here goes an outside view. Now this is still in the driveway on an angle, so it's not going to show the perfect angle or height level, but you get an idea. This car drives fantastic. I love it. 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 I'm about to meet the transporter here in a second. But let me make a quick video before I get there. And I gotta put some gas in there real quick. Here goes the finished product. '2009 SL550. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Nice low profile. The rear is slightly higher than the front, as it should be. When the rear dips on a big dip, if it does dip down, it won't catch the inner lining. That's perfect. Has a nice sporty look. That is beautiful. I love it. I love it. What do you think? Okay, I'm pulling in now. Here goes the, I think he said a 25-foot car carrier or a 25 car carrier. I don't know what he said. Big old transport vehicle is what it is. Here it goes. And I'll let him take it from here. Oh crap. Right, go ahead and put some gas in here. Put at least $5 in here. Turn this gas light off. I meant to do that. Got so excited. I forgot. I don't want to send this car back with not enough gas to get off the daggone transport truck, right? That's just rude. So I'll put a couple dollars in here. Premium, of course. 93. I mean, let's think about it. When he sent the car to me to Cincinnati, Ohio, it didn't need gas. Well, the gas light wasn't on. I'm sure the gas was low, but it wasn't on. I can't send it back to him with the gas light on. 93, don't worry about it, sir. I got you. Couple dollars. Oh, snap. That's enough. All right. So I'll put 16 bucks in there. All right. All right. Let's get this show on the road. There you go. That's better. I cannot believe how incredibly smooth this car is. I'm telling you guys, do not listen to people who say that coilovers is not a good option. This car handles so smooth, it's so soft. Swift springs, 20 in the front, 15 in the back. Perfect. Alrighty. Well, I'm gonna say goodbye and so long to this beautiful vehicle. Let me make sure I had a key. Wrong key. All right, we'll say goodbye to the SL. It's loaded and ready to go. It's in good hands. Isaac said he's going to take care of it. All right.